Good day, my name is Johnson J. Hugo and my project title is Student Performance Tracker. This application is a command line program that helps users manage student records, including adding students, recording their scores in different subjects, and viewing their performance through averages and reports. The main goal of the main goal of this project is to stimulate a simple academic tracking system using Python programming concepts such as object-oriented programming, data structures, and file handling. Now, let's go with the features. Sorry for that. When I run the program, it displays a menu-driven interface. First, add student, add score, view student, search, sort by average, delete student, view core subjects, view student subject, save and exit. First, I'll demonstrate adding a student by entering an ID and the name. First, let's go with the ID, the name, mm, okay. The system stores this inside a dictionary where the student ID is the key and the student object is the value. Next, I add a score. Let's go with number 2 and add the ID from Hugo Johnson J001. Now that I added my ID and I'm adding a score, the program shows a list of core subjects: math, science, English, and programming. I select a I select a subject by choosing a number from 1 to 4. 1 is for math, 2 for science, 3 for English, and 4 for programming. After I select 1 is math, then input the score. The system stores this as a tuple inside a list and also tracks the subject using a set to avoid duplicates. So, we're gonna put this at 88. Now that the score is added, we're back from this. Then I will show viewing student. The program displays each student with their computed average score. Okay, view students. Here. Okay, so this is the average score. Next, I'll also demonstrate searching for a student by name, which uses simple filtering process. For search, go on go Johnson. Google Johnson J. It showed my simple as search. After that, I'll demonstrate sorting students by average score in descending order, which uses Python built-in sorting functions with Lambda key. Sort by average. Before we sort average, let's add another student 002 name sen 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 Let's add the score for this student 002 math. Let's put this as 80 18. Let's 90. So So let's show our student averages sort 5. So it was sorted. Sen is higher than Hugo Jansen. It was automatically sorted. After that, demonstrate. After that, I'll show deleting a student using their ID. The system removes the entry from the dictionary. So 6 delete student. Sorry, 6 delete students. Let's make an example where there's no student with that ID 005. It will display student not found. So when let's say we'll delete 002. Now 002 is officially deleted from our code or dictionary. Now let's go view student. The only student here is the first one we added, the Hugo Jensen J. Okay, now let's proceed to the where I show you the viewing of core subject, which displays the fixed list of allowed subjects and viewing a specific student subject, which is stored in a set. So let's go with 7. Here is the 4 subjects. Now for the 8 view student subjects, 801. Here is the subjects that 001 has. Next will be just the saving and exiting. 9 for the save and 10 for the exit. Now that we saved it, it made a file student JSON. Yes. Now let's go to the code explanation. So first is the core subjects. It was declared here math, science, English, and programming. It was explained by this view core subjects. This is the core subjects. And my program uses an object-oriented programming with 2 main classes, the student and the tracker. The student class stores attributes as student ID, name, and here's the list of scores. List of scores and set of subjects. It also contains methods like addScore, which updates both subject set and score list, and average, which computes the mean score. Then, the tracker class manages all students using a dictionary. This allows fast lookup using student IDs. It also includes methods for adding students, searching students using list comprehension, deleting students, sorting students using Lambda functions, saving data using file handling. The menu is printed using a simple print statements inside the function. Each number represents a specific feature of system. For example, 1 is add student, 2 is add score, 3 is view student, and so on until exit. This makes the system organized and easy to navigate. Next, inside the main loop of the program, the system asks enter choice. The user inputs a number from 1 to 10. That input is stored in a variable called a choice. After the user enter a choice, The program uses if-elif statements to decide what to do. For example, if choice 1 in the program adds a student, if choice 2 adds a score, if choice 3 displays all students. This continues for all menus. Again, the menu keeps repeating after every action. The program only stops when the user selects exit. This makes the program continuously interactive instead of running only once. The menu also have an error handling using try except. If the system cannot read input like in some environments, it will show a message run a demo mode instead. This prevents program from crashing. During the development of this project, one of the most challenging parts for me was combining all of the different Python concepts in one working system. At first, I understood individual topics like classes, lists, dictionaries, and functions, but it was difficult to connect them together in a single program that actually works as a complete system. One of my biggest struggles was debugging the errors, especially very small ones like missing dots or symbols, incorrect spellings or variable names, wrong indentions, or even a single misplaced character. These small mistakes often caused the entire program to stop working, and sometimes it was hard to immediately identify where the error was coming from. Even the error code said it was in error 50, but in error 50 was an empty blank. So another difficulty I experienced was handling the structure of the program itself, since the system has multiple features like adding students, adding scores, searching, sorting, and saving files. I have to carefully organize the flow so that each function works out together without breaking the others. It was also challenging to make sure all of the parts of the program communicate properly, especially when using dictionaries to store students and connecting them with classes and methods. Over time, I learned how important it is to test programs step by step, read error messages carefully, and fix programs one at a time instead of trying to fix them all once. I also learned how useful proper indentation and clean coding practices, because of even small formatting mistakes can affect the whole program. Even I have more time, I would improve my project by adding a better user interface, allowing data to load automatically when the program starts, and improving validation system to make it more user-friendly. Overall, the project helped me understand the real programming systems are built by combining multiple concepts together. It also improved my problem-solving skills and patience while dealing with the debugging errors.